Look, let's just be real for a second and talk about those deeply frustrating moments that so many of us try to ignore. You know the ones. Waking up and feeling like there's sand in your eyes, squinting at a restaurant menu until the letters literally go fuzzy. Or that white-knuckle feeling, gripping the steering wheel a little tighter at night because the oncoming headlights are completely blinding you. So many of us just shrug and say, well, I'm getting older, it is what it is. But today, we're diving straight into the science to uncover why that is definitely not the whole story, and how tweaking exactly what you eat right before you go to sleep can fundamentally change how you see the world.
I mean, we really can't afford to just brush these changes off as old age anymore. The National Eye Institute recently released this massive warning showing that vision loss among Americans is rising faster than at any point in recorded history. And the American Optometric Association backs this up, pointing out that once we cross that 60-year mark, our eyes become significantly more fragile. We're talking dry eyes, early cataracts, macular degeneration, the whole shebang. But you know what the craziest part is? The most severe damage is actually happening while you're completely unaware.
Which naturally leads to the big question. Okay, why is my vision getting blurry, and is there anything natural I can actually do about it? Well, you might assume your body is just peacefully resting at night, but while you sleep, your retina, which is that super delicate, light-sensitive tissue at the back of your eye, is often quite literally starving for oxygen. So without you even noticing, the tiny photoreceptor cells that allow you to see clearly are silently breaking down. It's this incredibly slow degradation that most of us don't even catch until the damage is already done.
So the absolute crux of the issue here is how we manage this. Right now, the billion-dollar vision care industry is hyper-focused on treating the symptoms, right? They give us these temporary band-aids, eye drops, stronger glasses, things like that. But what we actually need to do is target the root causes of all this cellular breakdown, which boils down to oxidative stress and chronic nighttime inflammation.
Now, a huge 2023 study published in JAMA Ophthalmology dropped some fascinating data on this. It essentially confirmed that age-related retinal damage starts deep inside the eye, and these destructive processes are actually most active at night. But here is the silver lining. Because that's when the damage happens, the nighttime window is also the exact perfect time for your eyes to do their deepest repair work. And the incredible news is that specific, completely natural fruits can intervene during this exact window to repair those photoreceptor cells. So let's just get right into it and count down the top 7.
Kicking off our countdown at number 7 is a fruit you probably walk right past in the grocery store every single week, the simple kiwi. But actually, scratch that. We aren't talking about just any kiwi. You specifically want the golden variety. Golden kiwis produce way less stomach acid, so they sit a lot easier on your digestive system late at night. Plus, they contain a little bit of serotonin, which helps lock you into that deep, restorative sleep your eyes desperately need to do their heavy lifting.
The real magic inside the kiwi, though, comes down to lutein and zeaxanthin. Think of these compounds as natural, built-in sunglasses that sit inside the layers of your retina and protect you while you sleep. To get the kind of measurable improvements in visual sharpness and morning dryness that researchers are seeing, you'll want to scoop out 2 golden kiwis about an hour before bed. But wait, here is a major insider secret. Leave the inner edge of the flesh intact. That super thin layer right beneath the skin is absolutely packed with caffeic acid, which is a potent antioxidant your eyes are practically begging for.
Moving right along to number 6, watermelon. Look, if you've ever wondered why your vision is still kind of blurry an hour after you wake up, pay attention. As we get older, our eyes naturally dry out faster, and the blood flow to the retina gradually slows down. This sluggish circulation is basically the main culprit behind that frustrating morning blurriness. Now, watermelon is over 90% water, so it tackles that dehydration head-on, but it also delivers something even better.
It delivers lycopene. This is a massively powerful antioxidant that's directly linked to reducing oxidative damage and protecting against cataracts. To really harness this, try eating 1 to 2 cups of chilled, seedless watermelon about 30 minutes before you go to sleep. But, and this is important, skip the salt. Added sodium raises your eye pressure, which is a big no-no. Do keep the white rind, though. Toss it in a blender or lightly pickle it, because that rind contains citrulline. That's an amino acid that boosts nitric oxide, essentially widening the pipes to flood your retina with vital oxygen while you sleep.
All right, number 5 is a tiny, deep purple berry that is so easy to overlook, the black currant. Now, I know these can be a little tough to find fresh in standard American grocery stores, but they quietly work absolute miracles for your eyes, especially if you struggle with low-light conditions or nighttime driving.
To put this into perspective, there was a 24-month clinical trial where glaucoma patients took just 50 milligrams of blackcurrant anthocyanins. The result? They saw massive improvements in blood flow to the optic nerve,
and it meaningfully slowed down their visual field loss. These deep pigments basically calm microinflammation and help restore rhodopsin, which is the exact pigment that lets your eyes adjust from bright light into darkness. Since fresh ones are super rare, just grab a 50 milligram extract to take in the evening and pair it with a little healthy fat or vitamin C to make sure your body actually absorbs it.
Number 4 is a total household staple, blueberries. But I can almost guarantee most of us are eating them in a way that totally cancels out their benefits. Blueberries are fantastic because they target oxidative damage right at the source in your photoreceptors. They do this using a highly bioavailable compound called pterostilbene, which can literally cross the blood-retinal barrier to fix DNA damage directly in your light-sensitive cells.
But here is a super critical distinction. Those big, plump, shiny, cultivated blueberries you see in the produce aisle, they actually have measurably lower antioxidant density. What you really want are the small, wild blueberries. You usually find these in the freezer section, and they pack double the concentration of active compounds. To get the real visual acuity boost seen in recent 2023 studies, eat a third of a cup of frozen, then thawed wild blueberries 45 minutes before bed. The freezing process actually breaks down the cell walls so you absorb more. Oh, and whatever you do, never, ever mix them with dairy. Milk proteins will physically block your gut from absorbing these nutrients.
Down to number 3, we've got the visually striking, kind of exotic red dragon fruit. If you're someone who regularly wakes up with heavy, tired eyes, even after sleeping a solid 8 hours, this bright pink fruit is going to be your best friend. Just remember, the variety absolutely matters here. You need the deep red flesh inside, not the white.
See, red dragon fruit directly combats retinal hypoxia. That's a scary-sounding condition where your retinal tissue basically suffocates for oxygen while you're asleep, causing colors to look flat and blurring out your peripheral vision. The red flesh is loaded with betalains that widen your capillaries. Try eating half a red flesh dragon fruit an hour before bed. And here's a pro tip for you. Don't just swallow those little black seeds whole. You have to physically chew them to release the hidden omega-3s and magnesium inside, which your retinal nerves strictly require for repair.
Coming in hot at number 2, we are pulling from 2 millennia of traditional Chinese medicine with goji berries. These little, slightly sweet red berries directly target macular thinning. Now, your macula is the central zone of your retina that handles all your sharp, detailed vision, like reading a book or recognizing someone's face. When that tissue starts to degrade, it leads to age-related macular degeneration, which is a leading cause of irreversible vision loss.
And the science backing this up is just wild. A 2021 study in the Nutrients journal showed that over a 90-day trial, not a single participant showed further progression of macular degeneration. 0 progression. That is huge. Goji berries happen to be one of the highest natural sources of zeaxanthin on the planet. To get the most out of them, soak 2 tablespoons in warm water for about 10 minutes so they soften up. Then eat them alongside a small square of 85% dark chocolate, about 30 minutes before bed. The cocoa flavonoids and the berries create this incredible synergy that helps the center of your vision absorb that zeaxanthin perfectly.
All right, the moment we've been waiting for. The number 1 vision-repairing fruit tops our list, and honestly, it's not exotic and it's not expensive. It's the surprisingly common papaya. When you eat it correctly, papaya targets one of the single most destructive, yet totally overlooked processes behind cloudy lenses and early cataracts.
We're talking about glycation. This is a silent process happening in most people over 60, where excess blood sugar basically binds to your eye proteins and progressively clouds up your lens. Well, papaya is packed with papain, an enzyme that actively goes in and breaks down that exact clouding process. Just eat 1 cup of room-temperature papaya cubes an hour before bed, and for a serious boost, squeeze some fresh lime juice right over the top. The vitamin C from the lime will dramatically ramp up how much of the papaya's vitamin A your body can absorb. Now, I do have to warn you, you could eat every single fruit on this list and still completely miss out on the benefits if you don't follow the rules of application.
So before you raid the fridge, let's quickly run through the 5 golden rules of nighttime fruit.
Rule 1. Never combine these fruits with dairy. Calcium blocks nutrient absorption by up to 30%, so wait at least 90 minutes. 2. Always add a little bit of healthy fat, like walnuts or flax oil, to unlock the fat-soluble nutrients. 3. Wash the fruit gently right before you eat it. If you scrub too hard, you literally wash the surface antioxidants right down the drain. 4. Keep your enzyme-rich fruits, like papaya, at room temperature, because cold temperatures suppress their healing activity. And finally, Rule 5. Aim for that sweet spot of 60 to 90 minutes before sleep. Eat too early, and the nutrients clear out of your system. Eat too late, and digestion is going to mess with your deep sleep.
You know, at the end of the day, reclaiming your visual independence isn't just about being able to read without squinting or driving at night without feeling anxious. It is really about being able to see the people and the world that you love in perfect, vibrant detail. So I want to leave you with this to think about. If you woke up tomorrow and your eyesight was noticeably clearer, what is the very first thing you would want to look at? Keep that image in your mind and let that be your motivation to start taking care of your eyes tonight.